one.
All day long, the Democrats have been calling this the broken glass moment. The broken glass moment. Richard Bloomenthal of Connecticut, among others, the media have repeated, is this the broken glass moment? The broken glass moment. I thought to myself, how sick is this? And I bet the vast majority of the American people don't even know what they're talking about. I'll bet they don't. They're comparing a minor personnel move from a historic perspective. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's Zippo. Well, we're in a constitutional crisis. Every time the left controls anything, we're in a constitutional crisis because they despise the Constitution. All of it. That's why they're progressives. Progressives despise the Constitution. Their intellectuals despise the Constitution. They think it's too confining. They've written about this for 100 years. And that's why they fight over the Supreme Court nominations, because they want progressives on the court, meaning anti-constitutionalists. If you are nominated to the Supreme Court and you say, look, I'm an originalist. Oh, look at that. What do you favor, slavery? You favor putting immigrants in cages? You favor back alley abortions? Yeah, what is it with you in the Constitution? We like precedent. Except when we don't like precedent. They're really a superficial bunch. They're just power hungry. But they go on and on about this broken glass moment. Like, what the hell's going on here? 80 years ago, Kristallnacht, also referred to as the Night of Broken Glass. You didn't hear any of this in the media today because the media are regurgitating what the Democrats say. Why? Because survey after survey tells us the media are populated with Democrats and liberals. On the night of November 9, 1938, 80 years ago, from the Holocaust Encyclopedia, violence against Jews broke out across the Reich. And let me tell you something, all the talk on the left, when our president, the most pro-Israel, pro-Jewish, and I might say pro-American president, but the most pro-Israel, pro-Jewish president ever, quite frankly, when that slaughter happened in Pittsburgh, Andrea Mitchell and Alison Camerata and so many others. Where do you think his tone had anything to do with it? You think this had anything? Now, the guy's a Jew hater and a Trump hater, right? The mass murder. Didn't matter. But who is talking like white supremacists today? Who is talking like neo-Nazis today? When you take such an event as Kristallnacht and you dumb it down the way these leftists do, the way the media do, the way the Democrats do, or like Joe Scarborough, constant references to Hitler when he's talking about the president. He's an ignoramus, Scarborough, low IQ. But when they keep in the body politic, in the media, in the culture, oh, Trump's like Hitler, his supporters are like Nazis, and this is the broken glass moment. You rewrite history. For many young people who don't know anything about this because they're not taught about it in public school, they never hear about it. It's, oh, okay, Hitler's like Trump. Oh, okay, the Republicans are like Nazis. It's like the question the other day from the PBS reporter, so-called. Do you think the Republican Party is more and more like white nationalists? I mean, where are these questions coming from? They're coming from leftists dressed up as journalists. And that's why they keep talking about the night that this is a broken glass moment. Kristallnacht is also referred to as the night of broken glass. So on the night of November 9, 1938, 80 years ago, this moment, violence against Jews broke out across the Third Reich. It appeared to be unplanned, set off by Germans' anger over assassination of a German official in Paris at the hands of a Jewish teenager. But in fact, German propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, Pay attention, free media. And other Nazis carefully organized the pogroms. In 2 days, over 250 synagogues were burned, over 7,000 Jewish businesses were trashed and looted, dozens of Jews were killed, and Jewish cemeteries, hospitals, schools, and homes were looted, while police and fire brigades stood by. The pogroms became known as Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, for the shattered glass from the store windows that littered the streets. The morning after the pogroms, 30,000 German Jewish men were arrested for the crime of being Jewish, sent to concentration camps. This was the beginning, where hundreds of them perished. Some Jewish women were also arrested and sent to local jails. Businesses owned by Jews were not allowed to reopen unless they were managed by non-Jews. Curfews were placed on Jews, limiting the hours of the day they could leave their homes. And after the night of broken glass, life was even more difficult for German and Austrian Jewish children and teenagers. Already barred from entering museums, public playgrounds, and swimming pools, now they were expelled from public schools. Jewish youngsters, like their parents, were totally segregated in Germany. In despair, many Jewish adults committed suicide. Many families tried desperately to get out of Germany and Austria. And they dare to compare the president's appointment of a temporary attorney general to Kristallnacht? The night of broken glass? This is our broken glass moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you know? The president is Hitler. You're Nazis. This is the Third Reich. You're white supremacists. You're racist. Don't you know? This is Kristallnacht, the night of the broken glass. These people are sick. Then they talk about the tone. Mr. President, don't you think you have some responsibility for the negative tone in this country? You know what institution is dragging down this country? The media. Do the media inform the American people anymore? I mean, 10, 20%, yeah. But on the whole, is that their objective? Do the media inform the American people? Are the media really concerned about the power of government? Are they concerned with the fact that Donald Trump was elected president? If the media were really concerned about the power of government, why are so many of them progressives? Why are so many of them Democrats? The Democrat Party is all about the power of government. Progressivism is all about the power of centralized government, where a relative handful of people control an army of bureaucrats and compel the nation to conform to their ideology. Is that a free press? No. They like to call Fox state media, state-run media. This is what the left does all the time. Just like this. President of the United States makes what is historically a relatively minor employment decision. Really minor, quite frankly. And it's Kristallnacht. And he's Hitler. And they claim to be the free press. No, they're the press, but they're not the free press. There's press everywhere. You know, Larry King said the other day that Russia TV, for which he works, so we understand that. He says Russia TV does more news than CNN. CNN is the Trump network. It's really the anti-Trump network. Russia TV, he said. Now, I've never agreed with Larry King on anything except that. I agree with him there. Now, Bloomenthal, to show you what a truly sick man this is. Bloomenthal, to show you what a truly sick man this is. This senator from Connecticut, where everything Trump does is the end of the world because he's such a hack partisan he can't control himself. He was aware of what he was saying when he said, this is our broken glass moment. Let me show you how sick this man is. Blumenthal's father fled Nazi Germany when he was 17 for the United States. warned that a climate of bigotry similar to the one that delivered Nazi genocide is now swirling in the underbelly of the United States. This is from the Hartford Courant article, January 2018. Richard Bloomenthal, you're a disgrace. You are a just unbelievable fool to make comments like that. It's absolutely appalling. What they're really upset about, ladies and gentlemen, is they lost the 2016 election fair and square. And what they're really upset about is they lost the 2000 election fair and square. So now they want to get rid of the Electoral College. And look what's going on in Florida. They don't accept election results. And even when they lose, they win. Because they control this massive bureaucracy that they created. And for the most part, they control the courts. So the unelected parts of government, one that's not even in the Constitution, the other that acts absolutely extra-constitutionally, particularly with activists dressed up as judges, doesn't matter who wins the election. They decide DACA cannot be replaced, even though it was unconstitutionally created. No, Mr. President, you can't have the Keystone XL pipeline because I've decided as a single federal judge that, you didn't take climate change into consideration enough. Any excuse. And then they dress it up as a judicial decision. They're the totalitarians. They're the tyrants, not us. We want government out of your face. We believe in individual liberty. We believe in the founding principles. And we're not going to allow those who embrace the ideology of Marx and Engels and Hegel and Rousseau, 3 or 4 of whom come out of the German ideology, we're not going to let them paint us like they choose to. And we're not going to allow the party of slavery and segregation and Jim Crow to claim that we, the people of liberty, who believe in a colorblind society, are somehow racist because we don't embrace their ideology. That just ain't going to happen.